A new government after elections in India is likely to have a window of 18 to 24 months in which to enact significant reforms and to move forward the process of opening up the Indian economy in particular. Now, the previous Congress government over the past 2 years had been struck down by internal dissension between coalition partners, between various corruption scandals that plagued the government, and a feeling that there was policy paralysis and they were unable to move forward on any of their initiatives. And a new government will be able to move away from this, at least initially, because even though a new government will also likely be a coalition government, it will have some leeway in its first couple of years to move positively and enact reforms that are needed or are perceived to be needed. Interestingly enough, despite all the media talk about the inevitability of a BJP victory in India, the fact of the matter is that governments over the past 20 years in India have always been coalition governments, and that speaks about the nature of politics in India and also the nature of the way local alliances and regional alliances work. That the two major parties, the BJP and Congress, will have to ally themselves with local and regional partners in order to form a government in New Delhi. Now, often local and regional partners will have their own agendas. They're often parties who are more populist or left-leaning and will oppose measures such as a further opening up of the economy or increasing FDI caps in various sectors. And as a result, even though the central government, whether it is of the BJP or of Congress, may want to enact these measures that would be certainly very risk positive in terms of investor confidence, they will often be hampered and their agenda may well be delayed by the influence of those regional parties without whom they are unable to form coalitions. Interestingly enough, despite the BJP's Hindu nationalist rhetoric and its checkered history of relations with Muslims, especially if you look at Narendra Modi's time as Chief Minister of Gujarat and the Gujarat riots in 2002, or going further back to 1992 and the demolition of the Babri Mosque in Ayodhya, historically, BJP governments have actually done more to improve ties with Pakistan than have Congress governments. And what we've seen, especially in the past 18 months or so, is that with an election looming and with the present Congress government increasingly hampered by scandal and by policy paralysis, they have not been able to really move towards improving ties with Pakistan, even though it was a stated objective of Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. And from May 2013, they certainly have had a very willing partner in the Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, who's been very keen to expand trade ties with India. But border skirmishes and increasing tensions between Indian and Pakistani security forces along the line of control in Kashmir have ensured that no major political party in India was willing to go out on a limb and express the desire for improved relations. Now, what we expect to see, especially if a BJP government comes in after the elections, is that now they are most likely to improve ties with Pakistan. What this will look like is improved trade relations between the two countries, various agreements such as most favored trading nation status to be decided between them, and a decline in existing tensions. And the BJP is in many ways in a better position to do this because of its already stated position as a right-wing Hindu nationalist party. So in many ways, that allows it the leeway to actually negotiate with Pakistan.